Our TV soap news and spoilers. Today we'll share with you a summary of the stories that happened in the past week, May 15 through 19, 2023, so that fans who don't have time to follow do not miss that story before into the week. Hope you don't miss this video of us. In the story in Salem continues around Nicole's pregnancy, the revenge plots of Colin and those involved in the story, and the story involving Dimitri and Megan's plot, the fact that Alex was fired. Talking about Alex's story, when he failed to win the contract with Yuri, he was fired by Maggie, and we see a frustrated Alex as he puts Titan in a difficult situation, and Alex's failure to win the contract made Maggie feel disappointed when she trusted and left everything to Alex to manage during her absence. However, Stephanie points out that he's trying to salvage things when Yuri expresses doubts. Alex laments how bad he feels for messing things up for everyone. Things were simpler when he was shallow and arrogant, but meeting her changed everything. He actually thought he had a shot at her, but then he blew it away. Like he blew everything away. She countered that all he did was lose his job, like so many of his family members predated him. But the fact that he went to therapy to change was a big deal. He shouldn't give up after a bad day. She likes this version of him better than the previous one. Will Alex and Stephanie's attachment to each other change her feelings once again and make her betray Chad when Chad is returning home from his adventure in Greece? Although now Alex and Stephanie see each other as friends. Speaking of Dimitri, he has held another hostage, and Harris accused him of lying about another hostage when they couldn't find that hostage on the ship. However, he will not reveal their identities until he's obtained general immunity for himself and others. If that doesn't happen, I believe he will be free. Meanwhile, Megan delivers a letter from Rachel to Kristen. Kristen tore it up and read aloud that Brady and Chloe were definitely over. Kristen chuckled when Kristen reads everyone's disappointment when Sean shot Bo. Megan is heartbroken, and Kristen tries to comfort Megan when she hears about Bo. Megan says he was the whole reason for her escape plan. Kristen reminds her sister that the plan is for both of them and asks where they stand. Megan assures Kristen that her plan is working, and Kristen was curious about that. Kristen asked to know who she was talking about. Megan says her outside guy is Dimitri von Luschner, and Megan claims he is her son. And Harris told Dimitri that the ISA would never deal with him. Dimitri protests that Shane will definitely have to follow his agreement, and Megan is released because my serious hostage is Shane's own son, Andrew. Will Dimitri's deal succeed? We'll have to wait for that next week. Speaking of Xander's story, he's haunted by death related to Susan, and he confessed it to Chloe when the two were staying together in the same newly rented apartment. Xander worries about Susan haunting him. He blames himself for her death, but Chloe urges him to move on and learn from it. He's trying to learn from his mistakes, but trouble always finds him, and he doesn't get over it. He assures her that he doesn't really believe Susan is haunting him. Chloe stays by his side, encouraging him and the two to pull together, agreeing that they shouldn't be in the habit of ending up in the middle of the night. Chloe pulled away from their close kiss and wished him a good night. Will Xander and Chloe form a love story in the near future in Salem? In the story of Nicole's pregnancy, Anne is the one who knows the secret, and she continues to comfort Nicole when she finds Nicole panicking about her paternity in the DeMera living room. Anna supposed she hoped the baby was Eric's. However, what Nicole is concerned about right now is that she's worried that she will miscarry. After Nicole details her story, Anna points out that science and medicine have come a long way. What was impossible then could be possible now. She should talk to her doctor and get prenatal vitamins. After wondering more, Anna assured Nicole that whoever was the child's father would be delighted. Nicole's grateful to Anna for lifting her spirits. Later, Nicole and Sloan have an encounter in the hospital, and she accidentally sees Nicole's potion. Sloan asks Nicole what she was doing with her prenatal vitamins. Nicole lied that she must have bought these wrong prescription. Sloan sees her name on the label, which means she's pregnant. However, Nicole does not tell Eric that she's going through menopause because she doesn't know if Eric is the father. Nicole asks Sloan to keep quiet about her pregnancy. Sloan wondered why she did it. Nicole asks if she really wants Eric to know she's pregnant. Sloan agrees to keep it a secret, but will someone else discover that secret? What trouble awaits Nicole? When Nicole took her prenatal vitamins, EJ walked in, asked what it was for. She lied that it was for menopause, and then she learns that Gabby's accepted Stefan's proposal. The couple then expressed their attitude to EJ and Nicole about their engagement. Stefan announced they would run the family company together as Mr. and Mrs. DeMera. EJ and Nicole winced. Stefan poured champagne, but Nicole ignored it. She doesn't feel like celebrating their unhealthy union. The happy couple left to celebrate alone. As for EJ, he angrily broke his and Nicole's champagne glasses. When he swears, Nicole thinks Stefan and Gabby are strengthening their image at the company. EJ has an idea to overcome them. He got down on one knee and proposed. Does Nicole agree with the sudden opinion of EJ? Talk about a story involving Colin. Talia initially wanted to give up her revenge plan for Conlon, but once again Talia was softened by his persuasion. While Raffi and Jada deduced that Colin is Sloane's brother and the one who pursued Paulina was Chanel. As Talia continued with Chanel, so did Colin. Colin uses an American accent when telling Abe and Paulina that he's the health inspector Cameron Fry. While pretending to inspect the bakery, Paulina accused Sloane of vandalizing the bakery, causing it to close. Colin mentions Martha's death, which angers Paulina. Abe defends his wife, but Colin knows Paulina hired someone to cover it up. Colin continues to poke fun at Abe and Paulina in the bakery about Chanel's role in Martha's death. They detailed all the threats they received, claiming that they came from Sloane. When Colin quoted the threatening text, Abe noted that the information was not in the newspaper. How would he know that? Paulina finally realizes the real danger is coming for her and Abe. Speaking of Talia's plan, she failed to do it. She admits everything she's doing is Colin. Talia explains that she realizes Chanel and Paulina aren't as bad as Colin thought they were, but she loves him. Chanel wondered how Talia could love such a person. Talia thought he was somehow justified. Chanel calls him a psycho, and so does Talia. She never wanted to see her again. Talia left in tears. Abe is knocked unconscious by Colin, and he declares to Paulina that no one can save her. Colin took Paulina to his hotel room with a gun and showed her a photo album. She looked at family photos but deduced that he was Sloane's brother. She tries to explain the death of his parents, but he hears her opinion. Now's the time for her to hear him. Colin shares childhood memories with Paulina about his parents' deep love. That's how we knew she and Chanel were lying about what happened. Paulina gently tells him that people and relationships change. Agitated, Colin chose to believe that Chanel was the one who seduced his father and murdered his mother. Now it's time for Chanel to get exactly what she deserves. Colin then took Paulina up to the terrace overlooking Salem's illuminated skyline. She assumed he took her there to shoot her. Chanel panicked and rushed through the rooftop door. Colin trains Paulina's guns. Then we see Chanel shouting to Paulina's name and asking Colin what he was up to. Ever since Chanel and Paulina convinced their mother to throw themselves off a building, Colin says the story will come to an end. Say goodbye to your mother, Chanel. He aimed a gun at the back of Paulina's head. That's what we want to share with you about the story that happened in the past week. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.